Hi and welcome to the Market Alert for Thursday, the 13th of October 2022. So markets tread water ahead of CPI chaos and shrug off the hawkish minutes. Market moved lower in response to this overnight. Everyone is holding their breath. Well, we'll have to wait and see when the numbers come out. U.S stocks finished slightly lower after hot PPI data, which came out slightly higher yesterday, and mixed FOMC minutes. And stocks and yields lower after mixed Fed minutes ahead of U.S CPI. Those numbers are out today at 1:30. It says 8:30 there. Let me just refresh this. There we go. 1:30 p.m. We've got the month-on-month at 0.2 forecast there, and the year-on-year at 8.1 as opposed to 8.3. So the market's going to be looking for the 8.1 to actually move higher. If it's higher than this, at 8.5 or somewhere in that region, then the market's going to be moving slightly lower. Unfortunately for me, I won't be here. I've something else that's pre-arranged, which is really irritating. I need to keep an eye on the economic calendar, never mind a social one. But of course, CPI also out at 1:30 as well. Unemployment claims as well, and it's the second day of the G20 meeting. Gold-silver ratio continues to move to the upside. Silver hammered more than gold, which is why you're seeing this move to the upside there, back up to 87. And let's get on and have a look at the market's reaction yesterday. There's not a lot to report, so it's going to be a brief market alert. Like I say, day before CPI numbers, the market generally is rather lackluster, which it was during yesterday. So in the Dow, you can see we've got an inside bar for yesterday, below the 5-bar moving average and slightly lower on the overnight, still above the 78 and 89 that we've seen before. There is another one inside of here, but it's just a bit too small to put in there. So stick with the 78, 89. Like I say, it depends what the CPI numbers are going to be. Yesterday, you can see how sideways and choppy the market was. It wasn't low numbers by any means. We've got 100 points there, 200 points, a 300-point range. And in smaller time frames, that's fine, no problem at all. 5 minutes down to 2 minutes, 1 minute to trade. But you can see, waiting for those FOMC meeting minutes, the market then became a lot narrower in its range. Overnight, prices have moved down 100 points and have now found support. Need to get back above the DP, but again, everything's going to be waiting until that 1:30 because it's the most dominant news item around at the moment, along with the non-farm payrolls. In the German DAX, again, you can see we're down for 3 or 4 days straight. If those CPI numbers do come out better than forecast, i.e. lower, then you are going to see a turnaround in this, because it sort of allows the Fed to then take the foot off the interest rate rising cycle. Well, in theory it does. Whether they're certainly not going to pivot yet, not until after the midterms, and probably not until the new year. But again, it's such a very important news item at 1:30 today, and that's why you've seen the markets down. And tomorrow, of course, it'll be interesting to see if Bailey actually sticks to his guns and said sell everything before Friday with regards to the gilts. Although yesterday the FT had both headlines on their website saying that the governor had given 3 days, and then in the next headline said that he'd done a deal with them privately to continue. Well, there's no way he's going to be able to not do it. There would be financial calamity. So we'll just have to wait and see. So CPI today, and tomorrow we'll see whether Bailey's threat will come to fruition or not. So yeah, the DAX down, back at 62% retracement, 30-minute chart. Again, you can see we had a bit of activity to start with, and then back, and then we just became sideways. And the same on the overnight at the moment, starting to move back to the upside. In more detail, like I say, smaller time frames give you the moves. 5 minutes down to start with, then all the way back up, and then making lower highs as waited for the US to come on stream. There's the US there, and then just into a sideways move. And overnight, you can see there, treading water, waiting for those CPI numbers. Yesterday trades were as follows. And the week so far started off really slow with 78 profit on Monday, now up at 872. Shame I won't be here at lunchtime, but not to worry. 256 on the profit factor, and we've got a 92 to 8 win-loss ratio. Totals, we're now sitting at a total net profit of 32,000 from the 19th of January, 2.4 profit factor, and you will see a win-loss ratio of 56 to 54 there. Right, let's move on, have a look at the S&P. S&P also down to 89% retracement at the moment, sideways inside bar for yesterday as well, waiting for the CPI numbers, sideways for this as well. The FTSE down yesterday, probably the biggest mover yesterday percentage-wise in the markets, seeing there as a big bar down, not an inside bar, and slightly down on the overnight as well. 30-minute chart there, you can see the drop there with the mid-morning trade. I think it was mid-morning when they started to drop. 11:30 as the Dow futures came on stream, and sideways since then. We're close to yesterday's low as well, but the biggest drop there is 100 points plus in the FTSE for yesterday. In the currencies, GBP JPY up during yesterday, again waiting for news, but the dollar off initially, moving higher, and in the afternoon as well when the dollar index came live during its normal trading hours. You can see the overnight market sideways. The pound managing to regain some ground yesterday as there was some dollar weakness ahead of the FOMC and CPI, but overnight prices moving back down to the 110 area there, which you can see, well, it's closer to 111 actually for the pound dollar. Again, it's going to depend today on those CPI numbers. I know I keep going on about it, but you can see that the market is waiting for these numbers at lunchtime. Finally, in the metals, silver down again yesterday, as you'll see there, 130 fix, market down. Overnight finding a bit of support. Gold the same, down yesterday, but not as much in percentage terms as silver. You can see it was trading sideways and even had a bit of a spike to the upside on the overnight, just below the DP. But the main interest today is going to be the dollar. Yesterday it was sideways to lower. Overnight it's got some support on the electronic market, just above the 5-bar moving average there. And in the 30-minute chart, again, you can see yesterday trading water ahead of the FOMC and CPI numbers out today. Okay, that will do it for this one. Let's see what those numbers are at lunchtime, and how the market reacts. Will be very, very interesting. Okay, that's it for this one. As ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.